Minnesota Public Radio is sponsored by Folgers Coffee. Tell all those pretentious cafe snobs to shut the fuck up and put some Folgers in your cup.
Coffee and cigarettes.
Welcome back to Coffee and Cigarettes. I'm your host, Libtard McDouche, and today is a special episode where we are going to discuss some of the ways to treat various forms of mental illness with clinical psychologist Dr. Jordan Peterson. Welcome to the show, sir.
Well, thank you very much for having me on this public radio show. I've been doing so many political conversations. It's nice to get back to my passion, which is lobstering.
Actually, Jordan, today's episode is about the ways to treat mental illnesses from your work as a clinical psychologist.
Oh, come on, man. I brought this nice chart of the dominance hierarchy of certain lobster traps. I mean, look at this thing, Mr. McDouche.
It is a beautiful chart, and I'm sure you have a lot of great insights into that field of lobstering, but we're here for you to help the listeners learn about treating certain mental illnesses.
Fine. Grab the DSM over there.
Okay, well, let's start out with probably a very common form of disorder from this manual here. Let's go through general anxiety disorders.
Well, general anxiety disorders can be very crippling indeed. I had one patient who had severe anxiety disorder where he couldn't poop in the bathroom. So, to treat this illness, I would have all my patients clean the bathroom so they would have a nice clean bathroom.
So let me get this straight. You're telling me any person with general anxiety disorder, the best way to relieve their symptoms is to just clean bathrooms?
Well, of course, why the hell not?
Okay, well, let's switch to a different disorder here. How about, right here, ADD or ADHD, also known as attention deficit disorder or hyperactive attention deficit disorder. How would you treat these patients?
Kids with ADD or ADHD just never shut the hell up, and they never sit still. So you take advantage of this energy by making them mow the lawn, or up here in Canada, where I'm from, you have them shovel the snow in the winter.
So you don't think maybe a change of diet with more omega-3 fatty acids, maybe add some physical activity, you think any of those options would help with ADD as well in these patients?
Oh no! It's either mow the lawn, shovel the snow, or I'd prescribe them a heavy dose of trimming the hedges.
Alright, well, let's switch gears here. It is estimated that about 16 million U.S. adults have depression. How would you help these people out? What would you suggest they do to relieve their symptoms of depression, Dr. Peterson?
Oh, well, depression can be very serious indeed. It could lead to people dying. So it's a very serious disorder. And the way I would treat patients with this is I would have them wash the dishes and take out the garbage can before Wednesday morning for pickup.
Dr. Peterson, have you just been sitting here reading from that list of chores there your wife gave you to do when you get back home?
Hey, no, I'm a very serious clinical psychologist and a professor at the University of Toronto. I know my stuff. And you're giving me these easy disorders to deal with. Let's go through some harder ones here in the manual.
Okay, let me see the manual here. Let's go with this one. Okay, how would you treat somebody with boanthropy?
Well, for any patients with boanthropy, I would tell them to vacuum their carpets and dust their house at least once a week, or up in Canada, we'd say once a fortnight, eh? All this would helpfully remind them that they are human and that they are not a cow.
All right, I'm going to have to stop this. That's just another chore. Come on, Dr. Peterson.
Hey, listen, kid. I've spent decades studying and researching these diseases, and I am a clinical psychologist, and I know my stuff. You gotta shape up and take some responsibility and clean your room. I mean, look at this studio. It's a goddamn mess. It looks like a elephant and a walrus made love in here while ingesting gallons of laxatives. Look at all this dirt. It smells like shit.
Okay, Dr. Peterson, I'm going to have to cut this topic short, and sadly that's going to have to be all the time we...
Hey there, just wait a minute. We haven't even talked to the audience about my new passion, lobstering. I wrote a sequel to my book, The 12 Rules for Life. It's called The 12 Rules for Catching a Goddamn Lobster. Now, come on, let's talk about this.
Join us next time on Coffee and Cigarettes, although you probably still won't give a damn.